Welcome to the 10 and 2 podcast. I'm Kat.
And I'm Catlin.
And we're here every week talking watches, photography, adventure, and exploring the world of horology. How are you?
I'm actually doing really good. It's 10 and 2 after dark, y'all.
It is.
All right. I'm super excited. We have no notes at all.
This is a winging it type episode.
It really is a winging it episode. So
yeah.
I'm ready for it, though. How have you been, Kat?
I've been really good. Really good.
Yeah.
I think that, it's starting to change here. The weather, the leaves are starting to fall. It's getting a little cooler. Today was like a total fall day. Like it was nice and dark. And
was it? I had to work the whole day, so I don't know.
It was dark outside, Catlin.
It looks fine from the inside.
Yeah, it was really nice. And we just bought some chairs to put by the fire outside our little fire pit. So I'm actually really excited. I know. Yeah.
Like, I'm so ready for s'mores and hot cocoa outside your house after recording.
I so wish maybe we can find a way to record out there and like you'll hear the fire crackling in the background. The audio might not be the best.
And all the cicadas
let
and
us
bugs
know.
that are in Tennessee.
Yes. Although they kind of go away when it gets cooler. So maybe, if you want us to record fireside, send us a DM. Let us know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
10 and 2 after dark by the fire. I like it. I just like 10 and 2 after dark. You guys love 10 and 2 after dark apparently too.
I feel like we need like new music for these type of episodes, like real like moody. Like
so speaking of music, I've been listening to, I came home from work and I had all these intentions. I was like, all right, I'm going to get my notes done. I'm going to come into this episode ready. And then I decided to come home and pour a drink. And I went old school Jack and Coke. I have not had a Jack and Coke in so long.
Oh, that's my drink.
So, right. And I never, like, I'm more of a tequila person. Eventually we'll talk about watches, y'all. But, so came home, poured a Jack and Coke, and then another one. And then I started, Time in Scotland on Instagram, who, if you guys don't follow him, he has some of the most amazing, moody, watch photos. Love them. But he sent me, we were talking about music, and he sent me that song by Travis Scott, Forever and Ever, Amen, which I've not heard in like 18 years. It's been forever. And so then it turned into like this whole like dive into old country songs. Like
you said Travis Scott. Did you mean Randy Travis?
Not Randy Travis. Did I say?
Yeah.
I don't think I said Travis Scott, to be fair.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I'm pretty sure I did. No.
Well, I have it on recording. We'll find out.
I'm the worst. So, anyways. So this is what I've done. And then I set my little closet studio up 2 minutes before we had to record. So there are no notes.
Oh, man. I love it. So what are you wearing tonight? On the wrist.
Okay. I was like, wait. Took a second. So we got real serious about this after dark thing. All right, so I'm wearing my Aquaterra. My 38.5 millimeter Aquaterra. So, what about you? Oh, well, first of all, congratulations.
What?
You won the bet.
Oh, I did win the bet. Didn't take very long.
The day the episode aired, it did not take very long. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Kat had a bet with James Helms of Worn and Wound, which was our episode earlier this week, and they were each supposed to wear the same watch until the end of November. And the day our episode aired, James messaged us and said that he already lost.
Yep. Yep. He made it really, really easy for me.
But so what is on your wrist?
I could have done it too. Like, I totally could have worn that watch for the rest of the month. But tonight
it's 2 months, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And a half, really, if you're getting technical.
I'm actually wearing the new Monta Noble. We got this in.
Shut up.
Yeah, we got this in today for review. We've got it for about a week, and we're going to do a podcast review on it this watch it's just stunning. I haven't
you
worn
haven't
it.
even sent me a picture, which is kind of rude, by the way.
Oh, my bad.
So rude of you.
Bad.
We got 2 watches in today, and you didn't send me pictures of either. Man.
I honestly haven't even taken the other one out of the box yet. He's been so busy. But this watch is it's quite the stunner. So I'm excited to do a review, and I'm excited to see what you think of it too. The dial is just incredibly beautiful. I really am excited where Manta's going with this. So, but yeah, I won't say too much about it because I've just got it in today, so I'm trying to let my impressions set in a little bit on it. But I am very excited to review this one, and that will probably come out next week, I think.
I think so, next Friday.
Yeah. All the blue watches.
Thank goodness, because green was a hot
Don't
color
even.
for way too long. No, ma'am. Don't come at me.
No.
All right.
Green. Okay, well, I will say this. That blue
Oh,
is just as good as green.
Strongly disagree, but it's fine.
Well, okay, I will say, to be fair,
what will you say, Kat?
I will say, to be fair, like, I'm not a fan of every green. There's been a lot of green watches that have come out this year that I have not liked. I think I only have liked like 2 or 3 of them. And I am a green fan, but I'm also very, very picky about green watches. Now, blue, on the other hand, it's hard to mess blue up. Like, it always, to me, blue's always a safe option. It always looks good. So I do like blue a lot. And actually, I'm considering getting a new watch that's blue. And
wait.
Yeah, we talked about this, right? Yeah.
Wait, did we talk about this?
But anyway, we've got a great show today. I guess maybe it'll be great. I don't know yet.
We think. We don't know.
we haven't done a Q&A in a while, and I always like these episodes. They're so much fun. We get to hear from you guys, and people get to ask us questions that maybe they've been sitting on or they're curious about. We don't always know the answer, but we'll do our best.
Which is basically the story of the rest of this podcast.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I guess let's go ahead and get into it. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to try and burn through a lot of these, actually. Yeah. So I think we're going to give fairly short, not too in-depth answers where we don't have to, and get a lot of your questions in.
Yeah.
So the first question is from @watchmakers.daughter. What is your favorite strap material?
Oh, my favorite strap material. That's a tough one. I should have been thinking about this a little bit. You know, I can't say bracelet, right? Because she asked about a strap.
Yeah, it has to be strap.
Well, I guess just like a nylon, that would be in a Nato. I think I do prefer that over a leather. Yeah, I'd go with that. What about you?
So it has to be leather for me if I'm doing straps. Okay. And I'm really kind of obsessing lately over Horween leather. Y'all don't come at me if it's wrongly pronounced. I'm Southern, y'all. But yeah, I have my favorite strap right now is the one that I have from Adrian. Shout out to Bark and Jack. That's Horween leather, and I love how thin and comfortable it is. So
yeah, those are really great.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one comes from the.psychopath, and they ask, if you could take a factory tour of any one watch brand, who would it be?
My first answer I want to say is Longa, because Ginny says that's where all the cute watchmakers
I know.
Are. But I feel like I had to give, to be fair, Longa would be a pretty amazing place to go tour, I feel like. It has to be absolutely beautiful. I feel like really anywhere in Switzerland or Germany would be amazing to go tour. I just want to go tour somewhere. I guess somewhere like Longa. I'm going to just stick with Longa.
Yeah.
They have a lot of rich history. I think they do amazing movements. I would love to kind of get a behind the scenes peek. So what about you?
I agree. I think going to Switzerland would be awesome just because there's so much there. It's so dense with watch factories. But they are asking about one in particular. And part of me would kind of like to go to the Rolex factory just because I feel like they're so hush-hush.
Kat's going to come and spill all the secrets afterwards.
Yeah. But I honestly think number one would be Grand Seiko. I'd love to see how they do the Zaratsu finishing and things like that. So yeah, they just do so much texture and detail with their dials and cases. And yeah, I think I would love to go there and visit the Grand Seiko factory for sure.
That's a good one. Okay. So from at DM Fox with an E at the end. How do you dovetail your podcasting and day job schedules?
What does dovetail mean?
I don't know, but I feel like it just means something like balance.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that before.
I would assume. I don't know.
It's really hard.
We cry a lot.
There's a lot of tears.
Tears.
Some nights there was definitely tears the other night, y'all. Like I had a breakdown.
Oh man. Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, it is tough. It is such a time consuming thing. I think it's doable for anybody. If you have a team of people doing it, then that's even better. I couldn't imagine, I think with us, it works so well because we are a team. I mean, everything I feel has always been split. Like I don't ever feel like I'm doing more work than Catlin, or she's doing more work than me. I feel like we find a way to balance things out. And that works for us. And I think you have to have someone else, even if you're doing the podcast by yourself, to have a partner that's helping you do the editing or helping you write notes and just something, because by yourself, I just couldn't imagine. I can't imagine and thinking about, Adrian, who's a YouTuber, but he does all this alone. He has some help with the website and some articles and stuff, but everything else he does by himself. He creates all that content. And I just can't imagine doing all that by myself. Yeah, what I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Kind of the same. Honestly, it gets to be a lot. I'm not going to lie. Kat and I, we were actually just talking about this before we started recording. And it does, because the podcast turned from, let's just hang out once a week. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And not saying that it's not fun. It is still so much fun. But then we just kind of took on more and more. And one thing about you doing the editing is, I know you're so particular about the way the podcast sounds, and I love that. I absolutely love that. But that takes a lot of time and a lot of work.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to do the social media. It takes, it takes a lot. And then plus having full-time jobs where, it's not like we can do the podcast while we're at work. We do have to keep stuff separate. But having somebody, I know if it's a busy day for me at work, I can message you and say, hey, it has been this week for whatever reason. I can message you and say, hey, I'm going to be real busy. Can you just kind of keep an eye on stuff? Yeah. And vice versa. And just having somebody that you can just vent to about it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So the next one comes from Just Luke 007. He asks, thoughts on the lack of quality control in Rolex misaligned chapter rings, end link rattling, and bezel play.
So I kind of have a devil's advocate feeling about this.
Well, let me ask you this, Catlin.
Oh,
because this is a very important question. Because
okay.
he's asking us this question, but neither of us own a modern Rolex right now.
Fair, very fair.
Yeah.
So I think, the thing is from an enthusiast side, right? So from our side, it would really piss me off if I'm spending $8,000 on a watch and there are certain features of it that remind me of a Seiko, It would really upset me. And at that point, you wonder why you're spending so much more money. Here's the reality is Rolex is not hand making their watches, right? There's not one person who is going over every detail of this watch. That's where you get higher QC in brands like Patek and Longa, and a lot of your really high-end micros like your Mosers and your FP Journes. Rolex, I mean, we don't like to think that they're mass-producing watches, but at the end of the day, they are mass-producing watches. So there are going to be things that slip through the cracks, and that's just kind of an unfortunate circumstance. I think you have to hope at the end of the day that you have a really great relationship with an AD who can take care of that for you. But even then, if you buy a brand new watch, you don't want to sit it out to have it serviced because the bezel has too much play. Yeah. I can see both sides of it. I don't like it. I don't like it as a collector. I really don't like it. As somebody who sells watches for a living, I don't like selling a watch and having somebody come in and say, oh, well, this isn't quite right. You know, it's very frustrating because for me, I put a lot of pride into what I do, and that's very frustrating. So, yeah, I see it both ways. I don't know. It sucks. The end. What you got, Kat?
I agree. I don't like seeing, you know, I've seen videos on YouTube where people have taken macro shots and macro video of handsets and things like that, and there's extra paint here and there, and it's not perfection. And when you are spending that kind of money, $10,000, $11,000, you want perfection. And I get that. And you can get perfection in a lot less through brands like Grand Seiko and some of the other ones, and Independence and things like that. But I think the majority of people, the thing about Rolex is not an enthusiast brand, right? We like to think it is, but it isn't. It's a worldwide brand. It's the most, you know, known watch brand in the world. People love it. People are buying Rolex. They couldn't give a crap that the bezel has a little play in it because they don't know any better, to be honest with you.
Most of them don't know. Right, exactly.
And so I think that those things get skipped over because of that. Yeah, it is kind of crazy that my Rolex Explorer, which is a lot less quality than the newer, you know, Rolex models, yeah, it has some rattle, it has some play in it. Does it feel like a Seiko? No, it still feels very much like it's got a lot of quality in it, and I can feel the difference there. But the price difference is just insane, and the prices just keep going up and up and up. They're not coming down anytime soon. I don't know that they ever will come back down, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think that this can happen with a lot of brands, though. I think this can happen with Omega. I just bought a brand new Seamaster, and I love that watch, and there's nothing wrong with that watch. However, the bracelet is such a disappointment to me. Now, I like wearing it on the bracelet. The bracelet's fine, but I know Omega used to do a better bracelet, and they've cheapened it a little bit, and the watch is now more expensive. So that bothers me a little bit. But it is what it is because I still like the watch, and I want the watch no matter what. I don't think that Rolex is the only brand you see this with. It's just that the prices are ridiculous, and people are waiting for years for a watch, and then, you know, something like this happens. I will say in my experience that I've dealt with a couple modern Rolex models, and I think they've been amazing. Like, very tight tolerances. The bezel has been amazing. I think it's a pick and choose type thing. I don't think it happens with every single model. Yeah. And I think that's something that it is what it is. I don't think it's going to affect Rolex at all unless they really start making a ton of mistakes and we start seeing hands falling off and this and that, which I don't think we'll see, to be honest with you. But yeah, they have a little bit of room to not be perfect and still sell out.
No, I mean, I agree. I think it's definitely an interesting perspective talking about the side of it where, you know, most of their watches are not made for the enthusiasts who would notice things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it is probably something that's overlooked. I know personally, and I think I've said this on the podcast before, I love the idea of macro photography. I love seeing other people's macro photography, but I don't want to do it on my own watches.
It's tough.
I don't, because once I see something, I don't unsee it. And I know that as much as I love my Speedmaster, as much as I love my, you know, my Planet Ocean, my Aquaterra, even as much as I love, you know, my Seikos or my Hamiltons, I'm going to see imperfections on all of them because they are mass-produced watches. They're not handmade. There's not, you know, somebody hand finishing any specific part of these watches, and I know that I'm going to notice imperfections.
Yeah.
So, all right. So next question from Bezel Bandit. When can we enjoy more YouTube stuff from you two? First of all, thank you for saying you enjoy it because that means a lot.
Yeah.
Kat, what you got?
It's all on me. It's coming soon. You know, we just talked about, you know, how much time the podcast and everything does take up from us, and adding YouTube to that is a big task. So much goes into filming the content and writing, you know, what we're going to say in the video and editing it, and it's a lot. And then recording audio too on top of that. So it's not something I think that will ever be a video a week type thing. I don't think we're ever going to be YouTubers, but I think that you know, you'll see stuff from us every once in a while, at least once a month. I think that's our goal. It's like once a month the video will come out, and we'd love to do more of it. But I think at the end of the day, like, we live far away from each other. We can't just like hop down the road and see each other. We're like an hour away. And on top of that, we're busy. We're really busy, and we have full-time jobs outside of the podcast. That being said, we do love doing the videos because they are a lot of fun, and we hope to bring more to you guys soon.
Yes. What Kat said. Ditto.
All right. So from John B. from Nevada, how do you feel about NATOs on G-Shocks? Ooh, no?
I don't. I've never done it personally.
I haven't either. I'm surprised I haven't played with that.
But I don't think it's for me. I see photos. Sorry, come at me. It's fine. I see photos and it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's for me. I don't think that they necessarily match up. But again, if you like it and you do it and you love it, do your thing. At the end of the day, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Kat, take it away before people come at me.
I actually don't have a major issue with it. I think they look okay on a G-Shock, especially the square G-Shocks. I actually do like NATOs on it. It's kind of a rugged watch anyway, so yeah. I say go for it. I like it.
See, Kat's a nice one. All right. From Florent.ca, what do you think of Rolex going up in size?
I actually like, I wouldn't say I like the increase in size, but I like what Rolex did. They refined the case. They really didn't change the size a lot. The watch fits, I think, probably even a little slimmer than the previous model. Now, that being said, I haven't put on this new Rolex, so I can't truly speak for that. But I am okay with the size. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, same. I think people were very quick to get upset about it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just kind of one of these situations that no matter what Rolex did, nobody, somebody was always going to say something about it. I think these watch brands are kind of, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But like you said, the slimmer lugs, they redesign parts of the case that are what make the watch actually wear large. 1 millimeter across isn't going to make the watch wear much differently. It's the way that lugs are designed and just overall dimensions in that aspect of it. And neither of us have had hands-on experience with them, but from everything we've heard, from everything we've seen, the new ones actually seem to wear pretty close, if not actually a little bit smaller than the previous one. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
What do you think? All right. So aside from, let's move. I think Submariner was the easy choice. What do you think of the new size changes in the Oyster Perpetual?
Now that I am a little torn on because I think the 39 OP was a really, really good size. I think the 36 is a classic size. And then if you really want that more sporty look, I think the 39 was perfect for that. And I am disappointed with the 41. I think that's kind of big. I've not worn a 41 millimeter Datejust. I've not worn a 41 millimeter OP, but I can only imagine that a dial like that, which is it's almost all, the watch is all dial. There's no dive bezel there or anything. Yeah. So I think it's going to be huge. But that being said, I think a lot of people can still wear it. And I think the trend is big watches. So it is what it is. I see Rolex coming down again and going back up. It's nothing I'm going to really worry about. There's plenty of options out there, especially with the OPs. So yeah, it is what it is. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, kind of agree with that, which is a little unusual for me because usually I'm pretty on board with 41 millimeter, 42 millimeter watches. But like you said with the OP, it's all dial. And I think that's a lot, especially a lot of color. I think maybe if they had the more traditional color dials, like just the traditional white or traditional black, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But I don't know that I can imagine 41 millimeters of turquoise just sitting on my wrist.
And to me, it's not even that. It's in my experience, I've had an Oyster Perpetual case before, and it was a 34, and the 34 wore like a 36, and I think the 36 wears like a 38, and so I can only imagine this 41 wears bigger because they are just very chunky type watches, which I really like, but they do wear a little bit bigger because of that.
I'm curious to see it in person and try them on, for sure.
Me too. Definitely. Yeah. Hopefully we can at some point.
Hopefully. We'll see. Someday.
Oh, man.
Okay.
From Eric_J. Suggestions on a watch box.
So watch box, I I have used Wolf watch boxes in the past. I find them on Amazon. I think that they have some really nice watch boxes. Honestly, I recommend just looking on Amazon. For me, I didn't need a watch box that, I don't know, was fancy or anything kind of crazy or out there. I didn't care if it was leather. I didn't care anything like that. I had a Wolf one back in the day when I only had like a couple of watches. Back in those glory days before I was an addict. Now I have way too many watches. So actually this was something last Christmas I had asked for from my family, was a new watch box. And I searched on Amazon and just found something that held a bunch of watches that had kind of the design I like, because for me as a woman, probably not something you guys think of a lot, but I wanted it to match my bedroom and not look out of place. So I needed something kind of rustic. It was a whole situation, but I found something. Just search on Amazon. That's kind of honestly my suggestion. If you don't need anything kind of crazy, hardcore stuff like that, you can find something a little bit more unique and that suits your personality.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think I'm not a big watch box person in general. I can't fit it anywhere. I think if you had a nice like dresser and everything, I don't like keeping my watches out. I like keeping them in a safe because I tend to leave the house a lot, and I just want to keep them in there, and my safe is not big enough to slide a watch box inside of.
Yeah.
I like watch rolls a lot better just because I can easily take those out and kind of on the go with them a little bit more. I will say I really, really like the Worn and Wound. I believe last year did one for a wind up.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the toolbox, and I love that one so much.
Yeah.
It wasn't that expensive, and I think that if I were to get a watch box, it'd be something like that, something really cool. But I just don't know if I'd ever spend the money on one, because maybe if I got a bigger safe and I could kind of slide it in and out. But again, I put mine in pouches and in watch rolls, and I we're always handing off watches to each other, and I'm always shooting stuff, so I'll bring a bunch upstairs with me, and I'll just kind of grab the roll and take them all up, and I like that. I wouldn't want to lug around my watch case.
Okay, move on to the next page of questions. Okay, so from Mayberry Last Watch, if you can only wear one watch the rest of your life. Yeah, isn't that what that says?
No.
Cat. Yes, it does say that.
It says maybe my last watch.
Oh. All right. Y'all, I promise. So first of all, like, my computer screen is super small, and I can't. Every time I try and because now I feel like people know that I've had a drink, and they're going to be like, oh, Drunk Cat is on this episode. No, my computer screen all we do for these Q&As, we take screenshots of the questions and post them like on our shared drive, and I try to enlarge it, but like it just enlarges the back screen. It doesn't enlarge the photo. It's a whole situation, guys. Okay. Oh wait, I figured out how to enlarge the photo. It's fine. I should have just said that I'm blind. All right, so from at maybe my last watch, we could just see where he saw that whole thing. If you can only wear one watch the rest of your life or one outfit, which would you choose?
Oh my gosh, easy. One watch. I could do with one watch. One outfit.
One outfit is way too hard. No way.
No way.
No way. No way at all.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. I'm going to piggyback off of here. What watch?
I mean, I can't say because
nope. You have to. It has to be watch in your collection right now.
Right now.
Which one would it be for the rest of your life?
And I can change straps on it and everything.
You can change straps because we can change outfits, and straps are an outfit.
Right now I think a watch that I could see wearing for the rest of my life if I had to. Obviously the Explorer, but I'm actually going to say the Seamaster because I have been putting a lot of straps on it this week, and it is a freaking strap monster. So, and it's new, it's modern. Yeah. What about you?
I'm going with the Speedmaster. I'm just in love with my Speedmaster lately. I really am. Like, I can't get enough of it. It's what I wear almost every day now.
I love that, though. I love that you're so passionate. You're still so passionate about a watch that you've had for so long.
Yeah. It's my love. Somebody commented something. They said that they love the way that I talk about my watches on Instagram. I basically talk about them like they're my relationship.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at in my life.
Fine.
So,
It's normal, right?
just me and my watches. It's fine.
All right. So next question from Awesome
I think
Schwass.
it's supposed to be a play on awesome sauce.
Yeah, Awesome Schwass.
So it's awesome schwass.
Favorite Black Bay?
The new Black Bay Blue.
Yeah.
We'll get into this later because we'll do a review on it. We had it in, and we're both in love with it.
Yeah.
And trying to justify how we can buy it.
I know. I'm going to agree. I do think that is, it's a favorite. And I still love my Harrods, and I don't think that my Harrods is going to go anywhere. That being said, I really do like the new Black Bay Blue, the 58 Blue. I think it's just fantastic. It's beautiful. So definitely a favorite. And I can't wait to, I hope they do more too. I'm really excited about it.
So from Ryan Reckers, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm paranoid that I'm reading these wrong. Okay, so Air King or new OP41, and if the OP41, what color?
Yeah, I go back and forth on the Air King. Some days I like it, most days I don't. It doesn't have loom on it, and I think that's a big no-no for me.
It just has too many weird design characteristics that don't really go together. It's too quirky.
It is quirky, and I think that is what draws me to it because it's so weird, and I like those type of models. However, I'd go OP41, and I'd go that Tiffany blue. What about you?
I know.
It's so hard not to.
I need to see this so bad in person.
I think it's fine. Like, I think it looks how it looks in photos. I don't think, most of the photos I've seen are all the same, unless someone's put some crazy filter on it. But I think it's pretty accurate.
Ask, why isn't the pink in 41? Because
I know.
I would really kind of like
the
that.
The pink is actually really good. Like, boo on y'all.
I think the pink is my second favorite color.
Yeah.
Honestly. And usually, I'm not I do like pink, but I'm usually a little bit more subtle about my love of pink. But yeah, I would wear the heck out of that watch.
So good.
So, all right.
So next question. It comes from K Bruins 59. How did you get your husband, I'll say, or partner, to be okay with purchasing watches? My wife doesn't get it. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has their thing, and this is just my answer to it is your wife may not be into watches, but there's something she's into, I'll guarantee it. Like whether it's, bags, purses, jewelry, even, or even things like home decor and new furniture and stuff like that. Like everybody has their thing that they like to spend money on. And for me, it's watches, and I don't judge other people for what they want to spend money on. And they do judge me, but it's fine. I just accept it and move on. And I don't think you have to force it on her. You don't have to force your passion or your hobby on her. But yeah, and as long as you're doing it in a smart financially way, you're not, maxing out every credit card to be able to buy a watch or something like that I personally don't approve of. Yeah. I don't see what the problem would be, but Kat, how do you get Jonathan to support your watch buying habit?
I don't. He doesn't support it. No, it's
he tolerates.
He definitely tolerates. There's a lot of tolerating going on in my house. I think it comes down to, for us, it's being open. If I cannot imagine buying something, and I know people say, oh, buy it and just ask for forgiveness. I can't imagine doing that. I would feel so bad if I went and spent $5,000, $6,000 without telling him, because we share our money. We have a joint bank account. We pay bills together, and I don't have money that I keep on the side. He doesn't either. And I don't know. It's just kind of sneaky to me, and that's not my personality to be that way.
I am pro separate bank accounts, though.
I'll
disagree on this one.
I think you have to do whatever works best for you. I don't think that what we do would work for everyone. For us, we're totally fine with it. We're both very involved in our finances together. So I trust him completely. And there's a level of trust there. I know he's not going to go out and buy a brand new car, and I'm not going to go out and buy a brand new watch. And it works. The openness and trust works with us. he's not okay with some of the purchases I do. I mean, he definitely rolls his eyes and he puts his foot down sometimes and says, like, you have to hold off. You have to wait. You have to sell this first. You know, we can't spend this kind of money right now. And that's fine. And sometimes I need that. I need someone to tell me, slow down and think about what you're about to do. So it does work for me. And he knows that if I really want something, I'm going to find a way to get it. But he's still married to me, so I haven't done him wrong yet. Knock on wood.
Oh man.
Anytime now.
Okay. Okay. So from Ethan Kirkmeyer, now I really am paranoid. Yeah. Ethan Kirkmeyer. Is there a singular watch brand that works better for those of us with small wrists?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, it's I think a lot of watch brands have offerings now in a smaller size. A specific brand, this is going to sound crazy, but I think that Seiko does it really well. And I'm not talking about small Seikos. I'm talking about 40, 42, 44, 46 millimeter watches that look good on smaller wrists. I know we've been surprised by some of the ones that have come through the podcast here lately. And I think that I would probably go Seiko because they have so much. And I'm always so surprised how well something fits. I look at it spec-wise and I'm like, oh, it's going to be, gigantic. And it's not. Yeah, they do the lug-to-lug thing very well. I think it works out for smaller wrists. What about you?
I think that I'm going to go... Honestly, I think I'm going to go micro brands with this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the benefit of micro brands is they're so involved with the watch community that a lot of their pieces don't go above 42 millimeters.
Yeah.
Because they're enthusiasts. Before they, from all the guys that we've talked to, right? So, we talked to Wes and Cullen from Notice Watches. We talked with Justin and Michael from Monta. We talked with Chase from Oak and Oscar, Nick from Fears, Jonathan from Brew. All of these people that we taught, and there are so many other micro brands out there, and I don't mean to, just because I didn't list them doesn't mean that I don't appreciate them any less, but they were all watch enthusiasts before they started their brands. So they know, the struggles of all the big brands going towards larger watches and kind of leaving us enthusiasts behind. They do focus most of their collection on some smaller pieces. So, you see a lot of that 38 to 40 millimeter range. And I think also don't be intimidated by the millimeter size. I find myself surprised a lot by trying on a watch that might be a 40, 42, 44 millimeter. And like those Seikos that we've had in recently, and I find myself surprised with how they fit on the wrist. Unfortunately, we're not all able to try everything on. So maybe being able to hunt down somebody on Instagram and find out what their wrist size is and look at photos might help. But yeah, I think micro brands do a great job.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like it.
Thanks. I try every now and then. Okay.
Maybe just a couple more.
Okay. So from Gelato Mancer. Yeah, you have me so paranoid. Okay. I'm gonna have like the biggest, blow up of all.
It's fine. I mispronounced Moser the entire episode. I'll say Mosier. My bad.
We Southern, y'all.
Whoops. We really do not do this on purpose.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we're in this little town of Nashville. We don't know any better.
We're not even in Little Town Nashville.
No.
We're in Littler Town, 40 minutes outside of Nashville. We just say Nashville because, I'm in Nashville every day. But it's like, if I said I live in, X city and you live in your city, people would be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Where's
no.
that?
Yeah.
No, we live in Nashville. Okay. Bronze watches, yay or nay?
Ooh, nay for me. What about you?
All right. I'm undecided. I think we've talked about this a few times before on the podcast. I'm very undecided on bronze. I don't like new bronze. It's too shiny and pretty. But I don't like ugly patina bronze. Like bronze is such a weird material because there's certain things you do to it to get it to look different colors. and I would want it to only look specific colors.
And it's a lot of work to keep it that way.
Yeah, it's the keeping it that way. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think probably nay. I really want to like bronze, but yeah, I don't know. I think it would be way more work than what I'm willing to put into it to get the look that I want.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
All right. So from Watch Guardians, which one is the ultimate sports watch in your opinion?
Man, I didn't look at it. I didn't do any homework on this one.
We didn't do any homework, period.
We definitely didn't do any homework, period. You know, I think that I'm going to go real crazy. All right. Super crazy. Not Richard Mille crazy. All right. I'll tone it down a little bit. Are you disappointed? I am going to go with Kat. Do you remember earlier this year, and Omega released an Ultimate Aquaterra called the Ultralight? Yeah. So this watch, first of all, it's like $50,000. But
price is not a factor.
Yeah, exactly. There's no budget put on here. And I still really want to see one of these in person because I feel like the whole concept is super cool, even though it's $50,000. So it's made out of gamma titanium. The whole watch weighs only 55 grams, right? And that's on a bracelet, weighs 55 grams. And it still has all the benefits of Aquaterra, you know, that you have with the Aquaterra collection. So 150-meter water resistant. It has a screw down crown, but the crown actually pushes into the case. So it's real slimline and real sleek and sexy. I love the idea of this watch. And recently, just the other day, it was on the wrist a Swedish pole vaulter and Omega ambassador who broke the outdoor world record, and he wore the watch while he did it. Like, there's a picture of him going over the pole, like wearing this watch, and I think that's so freaking cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I mean, ultimate sport watch. It's lightweight, durable. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And for the longest time, the Aquaterra that I have for probably 5 years, this was my only watch. And I did everything in this watch. I didn't work out in it. But I mean, I went hiking, I'd wear this watch. I wore this watch riding dirt bikes. I wore this watch doing everything. And it's absolutely, I mean, it's scratched up quite a bit. I wish I had appreciated it a little more. But yeah, it got me through everything. So what about you?
I would go Rolex Daytona. And the reason is I think it does so many things. You know, you've got a chronograph, you've got a watch that's also 100-meter water resistant, screw down pushers. I think it's the ultimate watch. It can do so much, and it's dressy, it's sporty, it's casual, and I really feel like it fits so many different categories. And you know, I do prefer the older models compared to the new ones. Just personally, I do. I like the new ceramic ones. I really do. But I think, well, and the reason is I think there's more options that I like in the older models. And I say older, and I just mean they're a couple years ago, not the very the latest model updates with those. Just because I think it lacks some variety a little bit, and maybe they'll change that. Maybe they'll add some more stuff to it. But yeah. I go Daytona all the way. If I could only have I don't know if I could only have one watch, like we just talked about, like that would be, I mean, yeah, that probably would do it. We've had conversations where, I think I had this conversation with you where I just said that I don't think I'm a chronograph person. I think I've tried to be so many times. I've bought 4 or 5 Speedmasters at this point. None of them have lasted in my collection, and I think I'm just not a chronograph person at the end of the day. Haven't tried a Daytona though, so that might change. Never know.
Why don't we let's work on Jonathan with that, okay?
Oh gosh.
Let's see.
There's
if we
a limit.
Can get him
There's
to
a limit.
approve a Daytona.
Oh man, if only he knew.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Oh, well, I think that about wraps us up for today. That was a lot of fun.
Into After Dark is over with.
We survived. We
did survive. I'm tired. I'm survived.
It is 10:30 our time.
It is. 4:30 comes so early.
Oh, gosh. All right, well, take us out if you can.
All right, take us out. All right, so thank you guys for listening, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. This was definitely a lot of fun. I really like doing the Q&As. I think they're, like I said, it's just nice to hear from people and kind of chat about topics that you guys want to hear about. So be sure to follow us over on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Tenn2 Media, and that's spelled Tenn. And I think that's it, right?
Think that's it.
That seems too easy. All right, guys. Well, until next time, we will be talking to you soon. And
yep.
Yeah, roll out.
Toodaloo.
Bye. Toodaloo. Oh my gosh.